Welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation. I'm Gromasta, and today we have two more objects, Backward Clock and Flesh Idol. Backward Clock appears to be what almost looks like a music box, with four little unlit lights. When you send somebody in who is level 5, they come in and they turn the crank, and it proceeds to power up one of the lights. The time it shows on the clock is actually the time your computer is currently set to. So it is 8:45 for me right now, or apparently 8:46. Once you activate all four of them, it lights up the entire room. Backward Clock. This abnormality is made based on the idea of the Tumblebug backer, Jung Hai Kyo. Sorry if I destroyed it again. An old clock manufactured by an unknown company. It vacuum tube that give off vintage vibe. The manufacturer stopped making these long ago. A light turned off and energy is discharged for every work done on Backwards Clock. Is your future dark? Have you fallen to the lowest bottoms? Have you ever thought, what if I had done or not done that? Well, as humanity have conquered disease and nature, now we have come far enough to harness time itself. Nothing happened when an employee whose level is lower than 3 worked on it. Yes, we can rewind our wasted time. Just wind the spring, close your eyes, and count to 10. When you open your eyes, you will be standing in the exact moment that you wished to be in. After every light is turned on, Backwards Clock can be activated. However, Backwards Clock can only be operated once a day, so use caution when using it. Read the manual thoroughly. We do not know what will happen if this machinery is poorly handled. We are not responsible for any accidents caused by the user's carelessness. The clock requires high amounts of energy to operate. Please understand that it will take considerable amount of time to charge. Employee under level 5 is strictly forbidden from contacting Backward Clock after it's fully charged. Employee with level 5 or more can operate Backward Clock normally. The Backward Clock will send everyone except the employee who activated it to the most peaceful time of the day. So for Backwards Clock, we will actually come back to this in a minute. But until then, we are going to move on to Flesh Idol. Flesh Idol. A lump of flesh and iron. Flesh Idol's effect can manifest through prayer. The subject who prays on the Flesh Idol will receive damage of a random type. It is speculated to be a religious artifact that was found in the flooded section. In the past, some people sought answers from religion. When an employee offers prayer, the flesh begins to move, as if responding to the prayer. Experiment 1. The subject prayed for 20 seconds or less. The subject died. The person praying will suffer various ordeals as if tested, but others around them will recover HP and SP, just like a redemption. Experiment 2. The subject prayed for a duration between 21 to 45 seconds. All employees other than the subject recovered HP over time. And the prayer always ends with eternal despair of the worshipper. Experiment 3. The subject prayed for the duration between 46 to 90 seconds. The result was similar to Experiment 2, but they also recovered SP. Experiment 4. The subject prayed longer than 90 seconds. The subject died. The growth counter of the all abnormalities was reduced to 0. So when you send somebody into this abnormality, to the Flesh Idol, they'll sit down and begin to pray. While they do that, the employees around will eventually start to gather health when they hit that next mark. But at the same time, while being inside here, they will continuously take a random type of damage. Pale, black, white, or red. You will know by what effects happen on the screen. After it hits the point, all your employees will start to get their little healing continuous. If you wait too long, everything in the facility breaks out of Flesh Idol, and your employee dies. And every single thing goes insane. What you can attempt to do is send somebody in to the time clock that is wound. An employee will enter the time clock, and they have to be level 5, turn the clock, crazy effects will happen. And we will be teleported back in time to before anything ever happened. So long as White Knight is not out. If White Knight is out, it's still out. And once the clock is used, the clock will disappear. But this abnormality does not appear to work on White Knight. So if you use this, White Knight will not be affected by it. Everything else will be, though. Everything else was put back in its facility. That has been Flesh Idol and Backward Clock. Until next time.